Hello there. In today's video, we'll discuss one more subject which is often being overly complicated in order to sell you various secret made-up tricks and programs, and I'll explain how it is in fact pretty simple. Straight to the point, no BS. I'm gonna tell you exactly how to effectively train for strength and hypertrophy. And the reason I put these two together is because they are inseparable. In order to grow stronger, you have to build muscle. And if you want to gain muscle mass, you have to get stronger. The only mechanism by which a muscle gets stronger in the long run is if it gets bigger. There is no such thing as different training for strength and different training for hypertrophy. It's the same. Anybody who claims otherwise is trying to defy human physiology. So having explained that, here's everything that you really need to know in order to increase your strength and muscle mass as effectively as possible. If you just follow this advice and worry about nothing else in relation to your training, I guarantee that you'll achieve at least 90% of your possible potential gains over the next couple of years, and probably closer to like 95%. And you'll also find that there are no special secrets when it comes to training, just consistent, solid work. Number 1. Focus primarily on basic, heavy compound movements, especially with a barbell. We're talking exercises like the squat, the deadlift, the press, the bench press, chin up, maybe some barbell rows, maybe some power cleans. Those exercises engage multiple joints and most amount of your total muscle mass at the same time over the longest effective range of motion, therefore allowing you to lift heaviest weights and thus get bigger and stronger. Number 2, do them often, ideally 2 to 3 times a week. So that means every workout. Every time you train your whole body with the use of those basic lifts. Don't waste your time on body part splits. Our body doesn't work like a stack of Legos, but as a whole system. Stop thinking in terms of individual body parts and start thinking about strengthening your whole body, your whole self, in natural movement patterns that those exercises represent. Number 3, focus on progress, especially in terms of weight on the bar. Remember that strength is the ability to generate force against external resistance. So to grow stronger, you have to increase your ability to produce force. That means lifting more weight. Increase the weight on the bar whenever you can, and for a long time that'll mean every workout. Don't assume you can't lift more weight just because it was heavy last time if you haven't tried it. It's always gonna feel heavy. Increasing amount of reps you do with a given weight is also some form of progress, but it's not gonna be as effective as increasing the weight itself. Although sets of 5 work the best for most people, if you happen to do 3s or 6s, that's fine too, as long as you gradually increase the weight. But don't waste your time on sets of 10 plus reps though. A weight that you can lift that many times is not heavy enough to stimulate a strength adaptation. That's endurance work at this point. Number 4, as far as your food, if you want to get stronger, you have to grow. And if you want to grow, you have to eat accordingly. And for probably a lot of you out there, that means eating more than you want to. I know we hear a lot about obesity epidemic these days, but the truth is we have equally big an epidemic of people being underweight and under-muscled, especially young men. And that has its own negative health consequences. Now, I'm not saying you have to eat like a pig and become a fat slob, but you probably need to start eating more than you're eating right now. Track your body weight. It should be gradually going up as the weight on the bar is going up. An exception to that is going to be a person who is completely untrained and actually obese. In that case, you can probably eat at maintenance and you should still be gaining muscle mass while also getting leaner. Don't worry too much about eating a specific amount of protein. Most recommendations you're going to find regarding that are way overblown in order to make you buy unnecessary supplements. Yes, protein is important, but just make sure you're eating whole meals, whole foods, with good quality protein like meat, eggs, and you'll be fine. And finally, last but not least, number 5, take care of your sleep and overall recovery. Remember that you don't get stronger by lifting weights. You get stronger by recovering from lifting weights. Make sure you're getting good quality sleep every night. I can't tell you the exact number of hours of sleep you need because that's going to vary from person to person, but try to reduce your use of the alarm clock to a minimum. And if you can squeeze a nap here and there, especially after training and a big meal, that's even better. And that's it. There are no secret tricks, there are no magic pills. I just told you everything you need to know to effectively train for strength and hypertrophy and achieve maximum progress. As you can see, it's actually very simple compared to how it is often being presented. It may not be easy, because lifting heavy weights is genuinely hard, and that probably discourages a lot of people and makes them look for some gimmicky training methods. But it's definitely not complicated. You now got everything you need to know. Get to it, and get stronger. And I just destroyed half the fitness industry.